Police break down the door of a home, and once inside, they find a woman who makes a stunning confession.
I slipped a pile of those into his drink.
Virginia McCullough confesses to murdering her parents and hiding their bodies for years.
Cheer up, at least you caught the bad guy.
I have the footage and what police are saying about it. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Angenette Levy. We see a lot of videos with people confessing to crimes, and sometimes it can take a while for a suspect to come clean, to offer up the details of what they've done. But with Virginia McCullough in the United Kingdom, it didn't take any time at all for her to spill the beans and tell on herself that she murdered her mother and father, Lois and John. This video that you're going to see is from September of 2023. Police in Essex broke down the door at the home where Virginia's parents had once lived. The case is truly shocking, not only because Virginia murdered her parents in a cold and calculated fashion, but because she hid the bodies of her parents, John and Lois, in their home for more than 4 years. Police believe that Virginia killed her parents in the summer of 2019. So let's start at the very beginning. Essex Police raided the home where Virginia McCullough was living with her parents' remains back in September of 2023. Take a look.
Sorry. No one in here at the moment. Hold on. The police. Got it.
Stay where you are.
Stay where you are.
Show me
Stay where you are. Show your hands. You there?
Jenny?
Yep.
Jenny? Oh.
So right there, Virginia McCullough, she doesn't resist, not one bit. She knows the jig is up.
The time is 12:12. You're under arrest on suspicion of murder against Jonathan McCullough and Lois McCullough.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay.
You don't have to say anything, but it may harm defence. If you do not
I just
mention
take my coffee?
when questioned, so much like report anything you do so have the evidence. Okay? Alright, your arrest is necessary
I'll
for a prompt and effective.
Is there anything in the pocket we should know about?
Yes, there
Where?
is. Can I take you to it?
No, you can tell me.
Virginia McCullough is told she's under arrest for suspicion of the murder of her parents. She says she will cooperate and she wants to show the police something. And they say, no. You're not showing us anything. You can tell us. And this is a woman, keep in mind, who has lied and lied and lied for years. And the home is a crime scene. Virginia tells them basically where they can find the remains of her parents and how she killed her father.
Can we go in there for a second, just so I can tell you something about what's in there?
Yeah.
And then
Let's tell us
the only
something
reason
about
I
what's in
said
there.
I need to tell you something about what's upstairs on the top floor as well.
It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's a bit more quieter.
Yeah.
Is it here okay?
Yeah.
Mind your feet, so obviously we
Honestly, I'm not that dangerous.
No, it's fine.
I know, but obviously I've got to be careful. My dad's body's in there.
Right, okay.
Yep, okay. Obviously I'll
Where about
say,
your mum?
a little bit more complicated.
Okay.
That's why I said, can I go upstairs?
Virginia then goes on to explain how she poisoned her father. She goes into great detail and she tells the officers where they can find her dad's remains.
Can you explain it to us, please? Because we're trying to preserve this. It's now going to be seen, so we need to preserve this the best we can. So I don't want you to have you walking up there, all right? Because that's for your well-being as well as ours.
Oh, no, up.
Okay. So
Thank you.
where
Can I grab
will
some
we find
hairbands
your mum?
as well, possible?
Where will we find your mum?
Okay, so upstairs there are about 5 wardrobes.
Yep.
It's behind the bed at the back next to the sink. That's the second one. I slipped a pile of those into his drink. There were about 2 or 3 drinks that I brought downstairs. And yeah, they were basically, he didn't drink all of them. He only drank probably about half of 2. But yeah, when I went in the morning, this was before my mother. When I went in the morning, early hours, I got up about half an hour early, about 6 o'clock in the morning. Came in and he was gone. He was gone.
Okay.
It's
It's up to you if you want to talk.
yeah.
But the thing is, purpose of your arrest is for a prompt, effective investigation as well as by questioning you. We can't do that here. It needs to be done at a police station, all right?
I did know that this would kind of come eventually, and it's proper that I serve my punishment. So Yeah.
So you heard Virginia say she knew it would come to this. She also detailed how she murdered her mother by poisoning her as well. Autopsies revealed that Lois and John McCullough had been poisoned, as Virginia had claimed. Essex police say Lois had also been hit with a hammer and stabbed. Police then repeat what Virginia told them.
Okay, right, so I've written this, please. I, Virginia McCullough, have informed Police Constables 77329 Brown and 79387 Bowers after entering my house on Friday the 15th September 2023 that I murdered my father, John McCullough, who was stated was under a bed in the rear ground floor of the house, and my mother upstairs in a cupboard next to the sink.
Wardrobe. It's a double wardrobe.
Right, okay, I've written
Double
cupboard.
wardrobe. It's like 4 wardrobe doors, but it's the one nearest the sink. Double wardrobe.
Pick up then.
Yeah.
What's significant as I've written down there here now, I've just read out to you. Are you happy to sign that, to say that's a true account?
Yeah. Cheer up, at least you caught the bad guy.
So you heard Virginia say, cheer up, at least you got the bad guy. This footage is incredible. It's actually unbelievable. Virginia then tries to talk with the officers again.
And I don't think
Not a lot,
100% evil, but we all,
I'm not going to comment on anything. It's not my job to comment on it, okay? Because I've got to be impartial with everything, okay? So I'm not going to give any comments.
No, well, I mean, I deserve to obviously get whatever's coming sentence-wise, because that's the right thing to do. And that might give me a bit of peace.
I want to tell you about a sponsor of Crime Fix. It's called Upside. Upside is a free app that gets you cash back on things like food and gas. This is not a confusing rewards program. Upside gives you real money back that goes straight into your bank account. Just download the Upside app, click on it, and claim an offer and pay with your debit or credit card as usual. Upside works at places like Shell, Exxon, 7-Eleven, Taco Bell, KFC, and even Chipotle. To find out how much you could earn, click the link in the description to download Upside or scan the QR code on your screen and use our promo code CRIMEFIX and get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's promo code CRIMEFIX for extra cash back. So after killing her parents and living with their remains for more than 4 years, Virginia says being punished may actually give her some peace. She then tells police where they can find other pieces of evidence.
Also in the handbag as well, there's, and again, because you're probably going to need to know about it, there's a card in there, card one money. And that's a bank card where there's a lot of transactions that have taken place over the last few years.
What?
From money that pertains to my parents.
The conversation continues at the police station when Virginia is in a holding cell, and some of this is difficult to make out, but she tells the police where they can find a kitchen knife and a hammer.
So, murder weapon is upstairs in the toilet room, kitchen knife, it's in the middle of the brown carpet, against the wall, opposite the shelves. So there are 2 long white shelves, so opposite where that wall is, that's where the knife is. So next bit is very hard to talk about. That's probably the most grisly detail. So on the ground floor, underneath the stairs, there's a few like storage boxes and things. And in the middle, I think it's in one of the boxes or in a bag or something. If you want me to shush after this, it's fine. But every bit helps. You will find forensic bits helpful. There's a hammer. I know, but I'm trying to help so you find everything. It's in the middle underneath the stairs. It will still have blood on it. It's rusted, but it will still have blood traces on it. So not cooperating is it's futile.
Yeah.
There's no point in not cooperating, there really isn't. And plus, apart from which anyway, I should take what I've done. That's the other side of the coin, I think. So, yeah.
Now you might be wondering, How on earth could someone hide the bodies of their parents for so long? Well, first, police say the COVID-19 pandemic may have bought Virginia some time. They also say she's a skilled liar. Police say Virginia told a number of lies about where her parents were and canceled family arrangements and appointments, telling doctors and relatives that her parents weren't well or that they were on vacation or away on long trips. The head of Essex Police issued a statement saying this case has taken a toll on John and Lois's extended family. Detective Superintendent Rob Kirby said in part, Virginia McCullough murdered her parents in cold blood. Her actions were considered, meticulous, and carried out in such a way as to conceal what she had done for as long as possible. These were the actions of someone who had taken time to plan and carry out the murder of her parents in the interest of self-preservation and personal gain before living within meters of the bodies of her two victims for a number of years. McCullough lied about almost every aspect of her life, maintaining a charade to deceive everyone close to her and clearly taking advantage of her parents' goodwill. She is an intelligent manipulator who chose to kill her parents callously, without a thought for them or those who continue to suffer as a result of their loss. Kirby said the case had shocked and horrified even the most experienced homicide detectives. John and Lois's family also issued a statement thanking Essex Police and talking about their parents. Our dad was caring and hardworking, and he had a passion for education and writing. He worked tirelessly in his career in university education, which spanned many years. Dad enjoyed lots of hobbies, with particular favorites being golf and snooker. As we think of Dad, we remember the numerous jokes he used to tell us and the laughs he gave us. Our mom was kind, caring, and thoughtful. Mom delighted in her grandchildren. Our family has been left devastated and heartbroken at the deaths of our parents who were taken from us so cruelly. Our mom and dad are forever in our hearts and are loved and missed beyond any measure. Virginia McCullough will likely spend the rest of her life in prison. She won't be eligible for parole until serving 36 years. Fil Waters is a veteran homicide detective, and he has interrogated hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people over the years. So, Phil, I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on this woman, Virginia McCullough? The cops show up, and she basically just tells them everything.
Well, good to be with you again, Angenette. I will tell you, it was a very interesting that first meeting there with the officers, and it was my impression of her was just a look of resignation. In fact, she says later on in the interview that she knew this day was coming, so she was resigned to what was going to happen, and it was almost a sense of relief. People like this to do things as crazy as this is and live with it for these years and years and years, knowing what they've done and continuing over and over again to hide what they have done and to lie to people about where her parents are, where they have been, and so forth and so on. So I wasn't terribly surprised about her attitude, given what she knew was in the offing, what she knew was going to eventually happen.
Phil, one of the things that I find so disturbing about this, I mean, she knew she was caught. It was over. She had been kind of living this lie for years, but she just kind of plainly tells them everything that happened. But just the fact of how calculated this was, the fact that she killed her parents, poisoned them. The mom was apparently hit with a hammer and stabbed. In addition to that, according to what the autopsy found, and she's doing this, hides the bodies in the house to live off of their pension funds or whatever money they had coming in, runs up their credit cards. I mean, it's unbelievable to me that the fact that she did this to her parents, and this is the reason why, and that they believe that they were killed in 2019 and that she was able to carry this on for so long.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I've seen these.
Well, why is that?
Well, because I've seen this kind of mindset before. So she's a sociopath. She justified in her own mind that what she did to her parents was justified. She had needs. The parents had the means by which to satisfy those needs, and that was the way she was going to resolve the issue. So what we don't know is the relationship between her and her parents. And that would be my interest in an interview with somebody like her, would be that, you've got the how, the when, the where, you've got all those questions answered, but you don't have the why. Now, she goes on in that video, that interview, kind of explaining it, but I would want to set her down, find out how she was raised, what was her relationship with her parents, her siblings, and so forth and so on. So there's a lot going on there. And what I noticed throughout these clips was that everything was about her. She didn't show any remorse about what she had done. In fact, she took the officers, the hammer was still in the house, the knife she used on her mom and the hammer were still in the house. She took them there. She took them to where the bodies were. She explained where she put them, why she put them there. And then, look, these bodies are decomposing over this period of time. So don't know what she did to get the smell down and that kind of a thing. I'm surprised somebody hadn't called that smelled this kind of aroma coming out from this area somewhere. But everything was about her. In fact, she even said at one point that she intimated that she was glad this had finally happened, in that she's being confronted by police, because it's going to clear her conscience. So it was all about her. It's all about her. And it just goes to what I've always believed, is that anyone, you, me, anyone is capable of any act under the right set of circumstances. And so for her, these set of circumstances came together 4 years ago, and she did what she did, felt justified in doing it. Now she's caught. Hey, I may as well go ahead and lay it out, because it's not going to get any better from here.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. And we don't really know a whole lot about her relationship with her parents,
Right.
but it doesn't really matter, because what she did is just so beyond the pale. But, it's so rare that we actually see somebody just right there. I mean, the cops are right there, and they even told her, you don't have to talk to us. And she just did it. And she put it all out there, talking about how she poisoned her dad. And now she's going to prison for a very, very long time. This is probably somebody, if you sat down in an interview room with them, I mean, it's probably somebody you could learn a lot from, just in seeing how they portray themselves and how you would be able to deal with them, I guess.
Well, sure. And you've already got a suspect you're speaking with that's already compliant. She made this decision early on because she knew the day was coming. And so she was prepared for this. That's why I didn't see any looks of surprise or shock or anything else, or any denials for that matter. So most people in this kind of a situation, they're going to say, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And there had been an officer there a year before on a welfare check for the parents, and the officer didn't find anything suspicious. This gal is so in character for what she knows she's done, and being able to explain her parents being gone, because she's done this over a course of years. She's got the story down. And the story, and just watching her and her delivery, she's believable. So there's no reason to believe that the officer did something that was outside of the process of checking on a person, checking their welfare, or violated any policy of any kind. And so finally, the day came where you're going to have to face up to what you did. And she was resigned to it and was fully compliant and cooperative about the results.
Fil Waters, thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you for having me, Angenette. Take care.
And that's it for this episode of Crime Fix. I'm Angenette Levy. Thanks so much for being with me. I'll see you back here next time.